Hello and welcome back. In this lecture number 4, we are going to discuss about the dynamics of circular motion. In previous lectures, we have discussed all about the kinematics of circular motion, and in this particular video, we are going to discuss about the dynamics of circular motion. And in this dynamics of circular motion, what is that? We are going to consider about circular motion along with its cause. Okay, for particularly, we are going to discuss about centripetal acceleration, centripetal force, centrifugal force, bending of cyclists, banking of roads, and all that thing. Okay, which comes under this dynamics of circular motion. So let's start the video. So first of all is centripetal acceleration. What is that centripetal acceleration? It is also called as radial acceleration because of its orientation or direction along the radius toward the center. So centripetal acceleration is an acceleration which is caused due to the change in direction of linear velocity. Because we have already discussed velocity is having direction and magnitude, and also acceleration is change in velocity. So it depends solely on the change in velocity. Okay. Now in particular circular motion, the magnitude of linear velocity never changes. It remains constant throughout, but its direction changes continuously. For that reason, due to change in direction of the linear velocity, an acceleration is being produced in the circular motion that is called centripetal acceleration. And centripetal acceleration, the term itself indicates that centripetal means center, speaking of center logging or towards the center. Okay, so what will be the definition? The centripetal acceleration in a circular motion. In a circular motion, though the magnitude of velocity doesn't changes, but its direction changes continuously, for which the acceleration produced is called centripetal acceleration. Okay, so this is the very concept of centripetal acceleration. Again, I am saying that in a circular motion, though the magnitude of linear velocity never changes, but its direction changes continuously at each and every point in the circular path. So for that reason, the acceleration developed due to the change in direction of the angular linear velocity is called centripetal acceleration. The name itself indicates it is centripetal, means center seeking or center loving or towards the center. That means this acceleration is directed along the radius and towards the center. So the direction of centripetal acceleration, direction of centripetal acceleration it is directed along the radius and towards the center. Okay, this is the very direction of centripetal acceleration. It is always directed along the radius and towards the center. Okay, always completely towards the center. Now comes the derivation for magnitude of the centripetal acceleration. It is particularly denoted by AC. So we can write that AC, centripetal acceleration. AC, C stands for centripetal and A for acceleration. It is always radial, also called, it is called the radial acceleration also. Okay, as it is directed along the radius, so it is also called radial acceleration. Now derivation of, we can rub it out and derive things later on. So this is the particular definition. So that means the derivation. Again, let's start here. Derivation of magnitude of centripetal acceleration. Okay, So it is very simple. Let us derive this one. Okay. How to derive this one? Now we have to consider a circular motion. Now let us consider a body executing circular motion, and this will be the center. At some time t1, let the body is at a1 with linear velocity v1. At some later time t2, let the body at b with linear velocity v2. Okay, this is the radius r, center O, this is the angular displacement theta, and let this be the displacement delta s. Okay, in this circular motion there is a triangle OAB. If we can represent another free body diagram for that velocity, it will be like this. So take this one, this is figure 1 and figure 2. Suppose it will be utilized in the derivation. Now let us draw this one be the velocity v1 and this velocity v2. Let's start from its tail v2. This will be the angle theta, and this one will be the change in velocity delta v. This is O. Okay, clear? So this is the diagram, two diagrams which shows which will help in deriving the magnitude of centripetal acceleration. So let us now discuss derive the magnitude of this angular centripetal acceleration. So these are the diagrams which will going to be helpful for deriving the magnitude of centripetal acceleration. Okay. So in these two triangles OAB and OPQ, which are similar in nature, that geometrical concept of symmetry will help us to derive the magnitude of this centripetal acceleration. Okay. So let's start. So in this triangle OAB and triangle OPQ, which are similar in nature, okay, corresponding side ratio will be same. These are one of the identities of similar triangle nature. Okay, so PQ by AB will be equals to, take any, this PQ by AB, these two are similar in these two triangle. Take any side, corresponding side. This B1 by OA means OP by OA or OQ by OB. Whatever the choice is yours. So let us take OP by OA. Replacing their value, PQ will be equals to delta V, AB will be equal to delta S, OP will be equals to V, and OA is equals to R. Multiplying this delta S in the right hand side, we will get delta V will be equals to V by R into delta S. For this change in velocity and change in displacement, the same time interval has been occurred, that is delta T. So dividing delta T in both sides, we get what will happen? And dividing delta T in both sides, we will get delta V by delta T will be equals to V by R into delta S by delta T. Change in velocity with respect to change in time will be equal to the centripetal acceleration AC. It is equals to V by R into another V. Change in displacement by change in time is equals to linear velocity. So this implies AC is equals to V square by R. This is the required expression, that is the magnitude of centripetal acceleration in terms of linear velocity and radius. Again, I can also write this one as V is equals to R omega, linear velocity related with angular velocity. So centripetal acceleration AC will be equal to R square omega square by R, that will be equals to R omega square. This is another derivation or expression, equation 2, R omega square. Now again, as omega equals to 2 pi by T or omega equals to 2 pi F, so centripetal acceleration will be equals to this, in writing here replacing the value of 2 pi by T in this particular equation, R into 4 pi square by T square, that is equal to 4 pi square R by T square, equation 3. This is another expression in terms of time period. Again, AC will be equals to, replacing omega as 2 pi f in this particular equation 2, it will be equal to 4 pi square r f square. These are the required expression, that is the magnitude of centripetal acceleration in terms of linear velocity, in terms of angular velocity, in terms of time period and frequency. So this is the final expression for magnitude of centripetal acceleration. The next discussion will be in the next video. Till then, thank you all. Thank you.